While looking through a bunch of different forums and posts about Hyliion stock, I was just kind of looking to see what people were exactly concerned about and maybe see if I could give my input about it and see if I could help in any way. Well, one thing that I did come across a lot is that people were kind of concerned the fact that Hyliion is having such a rough break recently and elections are right around the corner. Now, we do know that election times bring a little bit of volatility. A lot of analysts are expecting this election year to be one of the most volatile in history. And so that does beg the question, how exactly could elections affect Hyliion stock? Will it make it? Will it break it? All that being covered in today's video. My name is HYLN, and today we will be going over how exactly elections might affect Hyliion stock. Now, I will go ahead and get it straight out the way that I do not believe that either way that this election goes will really affect Hyliion stock overall. Now, the reason that I do say this is that in the past, Donald Trump has, allowed policies to go through, and there have been policies passed that were negatively affecting EV stocks and EV companies. Specifically, there were some that would not allow for people to get tax credits if they bought an electric vehicle. Now, obviously, that would negatively affect them because that's just not a good thing for, consumers of electric vehicles. So if that's not a good thing for them, of course, that's going to affect the companies. But as of recently, Donald Trump has come out and say that he does absolutely love electric vehicles and that he does start to approve of them, and he's had a bit of a change of mind on them in recent years. He's even gone out and said that he is fully all for electric cars and that he is okay with electric vehicle companies. He even says that he is giving big incentives for electric vehicle companies. So all that, just the fact that he has gone out and publicly said that, it just makes me feel like Donald Trump, if we all know, doesn't just say stuff and not really act on it for what I've seen. And the fact that he is actually going ahead and just saying, look, I'm okay with electric vehicles. I think they serve their purpose. I'm really, I like them and I will support them and I will give incentives and I will do things for these different companies. Makes me as an electric vehicle consumer and, investor as well, kind of like, okay, well, if Donald Trump say he is reelected, that makes me, relieved in a sense, because it's not a president who's like, I hate electric vehicles, and if I'm reelected, I'm going to crush them. Like, no, he's saying, look, I'm okay with them. I support electric vehicles, and if I'm reelected, I'm not going to go out with a target on their backs and try to take down all these electric vehicle stocks. So with that being said, that is one side of the equation. I do believe that if Donald Trump is reelected, that's not really going to affect, Hyliion, even Workhorse, Tesla, NIO. I think all of these stocks will continue to do pretty well. I don't think that it's going to drag them down at all. Now, of course, there is volatility in the short term, but you know what we love to say on this channel, volatility brings opportunity. And I think even though there may be volatility around election time, this could be the perfect time to buy. I'm still buying Hyliion. I know a lot of people are starting to panic. Look, I am investing for their fundamentals. Their fundamentals haven't changed. They have no bad news. There's been a big sell-off. I understand that, but I'm in this thing for the long term and I'm in it for the long run. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's take a look. Okay, so obviously, if Donald Trump is reelected, from what he's saying, Hyliion stock should be fine. So what exactly is going to happen if Joe Biden's elected? Now, I will go ahead and say that although I think if Donald Trump is reelected, that it won't be bad for Hyliion stock and all other EV stocks as well. I do think that if Joe Biden is elected, for this specifically, that it will be better for the electric vehicle companies. I think that they have bigger incentives and I think that they have bigger policies built around this very specific industry. And I think that the things that they are willing to do for electric vehicle companies in order to control climate change is going to be very, very good for electric vehicle stocks such as Tesla, NIO, Workhorse, Hyliion, Nikola, etc., etc. Now, one thing Joe Biden has gone out and said he's going to do if he is elected as president is get out 500,000 charging stations all around the US. Now, of course, this won't really affect Hyliion as much because their process is a little bit different, but it's the general concept that they're going to be, adding infrastructure simply to boost the electric vehicle industry. That's what is very appealing to me. That's why, once again, I think that it'd be better off for electric vehicle companies if Joe Biden is elected, because I don't think Trump is going to go out and necessarily do a whole bunch of things for electric vehicle stocks and, electric vehicle companies, but he's not going to do things against them. Whereas I think Joe Biden is going to go out and do things for these companies. Now, we have seen in California recently that the Democratic Party did pass a policy that was going to ban the sale of gasoline-powered vehicles by 2035. Now, I do believe that that's really fast, and I feel like maybe a little bit more time could, allow that to happen a little bit quicker. But you can see that the Democratic Party is very, very on go about getting these things worked on, getting the infrastructure put out a lot. 22,000 currently charging stations are in California alone. And I feel like if Joe Biden is elected, in a sense, that that policy and, the incentive that they have and how fast they're moving in California is going to be something that the entire of the United States takes on. And if the United States does take that on, that will clearly be very, very beneficial for NIO, for Workhorse, for Hyliion, for Tesla, for Nikola. All those companies I think will truly benefit the most if Joe Biden is elected. But at the end of the day, I don't think that there is really a lose in this situation. I think it's a win-win. But I think honestly, if the Democratic Party specifically for, electric vehicle stocks, it would be better off with them. But at the end of the day, I don't think anyone should be worried. Again, I know this video is a little bit shorter, but I just love to address things that people say. I know a lot of people tend to, they started to panic with the sell-off and the sell-off that's still happening. And so really what I want to do with this series is just talk about things that I see people concerned with. So drop your concerns in the comment section. Drop things that you may be worried about or things you're excited about, and I'll go ahead and I'll check them out, and who knows, maybe you'll be featured in the next video. But with that being said, I will go ahead and just put it out there once again that I don't think election times will have any long-term, 1, 2, 3 year effects on HYLN stock. I think either way it goes, it can be beneficial in them in some type of way. One way may be a little bit better than the other, but at the end of the day, I don't think that'll be detrimental whatsoever. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and we'll call this video a wraps here. As again, I've been trying to post about this every single day. I know you guys have been loving the daily uploads. Y'all are really interested in HYLN stock, and I have no problem with putting videos out that are going to appeal to you guys. So with that being said, if you did enjoy this video, smash that like button. Let me know what you think about HYLN stock down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.